Welcome back, Flare community. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be streaming for you guys today. So many legends in the house already. Zero latency manifestation. We got JK in the house, always early. Chris, Doc Bob D, Scarbo, obviously. Maniac. Who else do we have? Sci-Fi One Cody in the house. Mr. Universe. Freddy's made it as well. Moon Chicken. Always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. Death Ranger as well. To be frank, made it. Wow, very busy, guys. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Sort of just getting through the midweek now, Wednesday, and we've had some interesting news today. And we're going to start with this one here from the Flare official account. So today we are releasing the Flare Network Data Provider Kickoff Package, a resource guide for building and testing a FTSO, a Flare Time Series Oracle. It contains Flare interface files and dummy FTSO contracts that can be used to test your system. Now, this is really big news, you know. For those of you who don't know, NPM stands for Node Package Manager. And a package is basically like a library. It's a collection of different methods or different like functions, if you will, that just makes the developers' jobs easier. Those who are data providers, they can download this package and it's going to allow them to test their functionality in a way that would replicate the FTSO itself. So a lot of data providers are actually very excited about this. We have FTSO EU here, ready to open the package with this very funny GIF. That one cracked me up. Aureus OX here, they're testing in progress. Use Your Spark as well, and Use Your Spark made a great comment here. Super excited to move to the next stage of implementation of becoming a Flare Time Series Oracle signal provider. Great to be part of this community and really looking forward to the journey ahead. So that's something that I really wanted to highlight as well. Move to the next stage. You know, this is, it just means that we're getting closer to launch. Like the wheels are in motion now. And I think it's great. I really do. I just realized that the chat on the stream is not working. Might have to just give me a second for that. Let's see if I can get it working. Let's see if that works. Okay, cool. So here we go. Yep, we've got this, and we also have this news here from Erez, who is actually a part of the Flare team. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's an absolute great guy. Freddie with the 666 euros. Very devilish of you. Only want to try it. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you very much for testing out the functionality as well, and for the generous donation, obviously. So Erez says here, hi FTSO team, happy to share the FTSO price provider design paper. Special thanks out to the smart contract team at Flare for building the system and writing the paper. In the next couple of weeks, we plan to share a reference implementation of a price provider and open up our repo or repository to the public. Have fun with it and share your experience so we can learn and improve. So again, this is great news, and in fact I've got this here. This is a fairly technical document. I'm not going to read through this for you guys today, but I'm going to read it myself. I've had a quick scan of it, and yeah, I'm going to look over this and pick out anything that is interesting which you guys might be interested in. So again, this is just another step forward towards the launch. The FTSO data providers are getting ready, they're integrating with all these new systems, and yes, the launch is coming. It's inevitable. So something else that I wanted to talk to you about today is this one here. Thank you, IB Times, for featuring us as third in your article, Aspiring Crypto and Blockchain Projects to Watch. And IB Times are no small entity, 120,000 followers. So this is great publicity, not just for Flare Finance, but also for Flare. And we can just quickly read this paragraph here. Third, so that's always good. Get rid of these pop-ups. Flare Finance, this is the one we're looking at. Flare Finance is the first decentralized finance platform to be launched on the Flare network. Flare Finance is expected to roll out 6 different products that will bring utility and rewards for the assets on the Flare network. The bi-directional bridge between Flare Finance will bring together different assets and communities on a single platform, opening newer avenues in the DeFi space. And this bi-directional bridge is actually referring to the Flare Wrap system, which is basically allowing all of these other assets, these Y assets, to be brought onto the Flare network that are not necessarily F assets. And yeah, so that's really great. It's going to bring a lot of new communities into the space and make them aware of Flare Finance and Flare Network too. Flare Finance is also set to release an experimental finance platform on on the Songbird network in the coming weeks. The project has already created a strong following and is anticipated to be one of the top DeFi platforms in the near future. And then it just links the social media links there. So very promising. And there was also this other article which came from Blockonomy. So we're going to read through this. This one's a little bit longer. Again, I think it's just great that we're sort of drumming up this attention here from some of these really big entities and these really big news outlets. I think any exposure that we get is incredible. So let's have this one a quick read. The DeFi space has grown leaps and bounds. In fact, let me just increase this so you guys can see. Has grown leaps and bounds. 1 second. In the past year, the DeFi summer helped the space expand rapidly, but the bugs, hacks, and rug pulls still make DeFi a minefield to cross. And a rug pull is basically when a company starts and they sort of accept all this funding, and then they just run off with the funds, for those of you who didn't know. About a week back, a 600 million DeFi hack, I believe it was the Polygon network, shook the crypto investors across the spectrum. It is anticipated that the hackers may have exploited a cryptography error of the network. While many DeFi platforms undergo security audits by third parties to ensure the safety of their network, such incidents are far from few. And you know, this is another reason why the Songbird network is really going to benefit the Flare network. It's going to be almost seen as a test net, but with actual value as well. It's going to be as close to Flare network as you can get. Is the creation of an experimental finance network an answer to the common yet serious DeFi problems? And this is going to talk about experimental finance, and that's basically on the Songbird. So let's jump into it here. Flare Finance has recently announced the launch of an experimental finance platform on the Songbird network. It will launch with 3 products, which would be Flare Loans, Flare Farm, and FlareX. So it's not going to have all 6 products. Now, if you're wondering what all 6 products are, you can go to here. There's FlareX, we have Flare Wrap, Flare Farm, Flare Mine, Flare Loans, and finally Flare Mutual. So these are the only 3 which are going to be available. So there's not going to be Flare Wrap, meaning you're not going to be able to bring these Y assets across, which are not obviously F assets, but things like Casino Coin and Shiba Inu and all that good stuff. You're not going to be able to bring them across. So Songbird Network will be the full value experimental development network rolled out by Flare Network. All future use cases for Flare network can be tested on the experimental network before making it to the main network. The utility token of the test network will be called Songbird, and this is the native asset, and it's going to be ticker symbol SGB. It will have a fixed supply at launch with 10% inflation per annum, and the 10% inflation is the exact same as the Flare network. Now, a lot of people get disappointed when they hear inflation, but it's this inflation, this extra 10%, which is used to pay the validators and also mainly the FTSO data providers or the STSO data provider. So it's a very important mechanism of the network, and it incentivizes people to provide good data. Now, if you're holding the Songbird token or the Spark token, you can get your share of this because holding the token enables you, it gives you one vote. So if you play your cards right, you can actually get some of this inflation, and it's a way to transfer the wealth of the network to those who are active, from those who are inactive to those who are actively participating. The ExFi platform by Flare Finance will enable developers to build, deploy, and test modules before making it onto the main network. The experimental finance platform will ensure that all the modules have the opportunity to be tested and reviewed. Only then will the modules be added to the Flare Finance platform. However, not all modules from the experimental finance suite will make their way to the main network. To ensure maximum participation on the ExFi platform, Flare Finance have announced a 1 million YFlare reward for the participants. And this is really interesting as well. So this is one way to incentivize people to jump on the Songbird network and participate in experimental finance. There's 1 million YFlare, or it's actually 1 million DFLR, which is up for grabs, and then you're going to transfer the DFLR over to the Flare network and then convert all of your DFLR into YFLR. And we know from previous blog posts that this is actually going to be a really easy process. There's going to be a website and a nice interface. It's just going to be a couple of clicks. Now, we don't have the exact workflow as how it's going to happen yet, but rest assured, I'll be doing a tutorial to walk you guys through if that's something that you are worried about. It is important to note that rewards will be distributed as DFLR, there we go, by Flare Finance. Users will then have to convert it to YFLR upon the launch of the main network. 650,000 DFLR will be rewarded among users who take part in the farming pools. So the farming pools are basically for the users who are providing liquidity and getting their liquidity pool tokens, and then the people who exchange on the decentralized exchange will pay fees to those providing the liquidity. And that's how you're going to get access to just under 2/3 of this 1 million incentivization package. The balance of 350,000 DFLR from the allocated rewards will be reserved for stablecoin and loan participants. All rewards will be distributed over a period of 63 days to allow for consistent testing. And yes, I'm not sure why it's exactly 63 days, but either way, it's very interesting. So just be aware of that. If you're actually participating in the Songbird network, you're going to have an opportunity to earn some of this extra DFLR. And you may be wondering where this 1 million actually came from. It wasn't taken from those from the DFLR and YFLR, which was originally planned for the Flare network. It's actually come from I think the Flare Finance Foundation or something similar. So, replicating the final product, Flare Finance, by launching the experimental finance platform, has decided to replicate the final Flare Finance platform that will be launched on the main network. This allows for the product to be tested in a bare-bone instance, ensuring that all bugs or problems are eliminated at this stage. And this is this is just the main reason for Songbird. You know, for developers to really be able to thoroughly test in a somewhat realistic environment. It's really going to iron out the bugs and make the Flare network a really refined and polished network, which is essential if big institutions are actually going to have the confidence to provide serious liquidity on this platform. So, to make it as close as the final product as possible, Flare Finance will airdrop SFLR to holders of the Songbird token on the Songbird network. This will be similar to YFLR token on the main network. The holders of SFLR will be able to mine SFIN, which is akin to YFIN on the main network. So these two here are going to be the governance tokens for the Flare Finance platform and the experimental finance platform, and these are in very limited supply. Just 11,000 are going to be available and no more. So I think these two particular assets are definitely going to be one to try and get a hold of. Both SFLR and SFIN, which both exist on the Songbird network, you can tell by this S prefix here, will be capable of the same functions as YFLR and YFIN, which exist on the Flare network. But yes, it will also act as the governing body over new modules on the ExFi platform, and that's basically relating to the governance structure. So if you have any of these assets, you will have some sort of voting right on either the Songbird network or the Flare network. Over time, Flare Finance aims to transform the experimental finance network into a financial suite with endless product potential built by community developers and open source contributors. The snapshot for the airdrop will take place a month after the launch of the Flare network, and we've already covered this in a infographic. I've done that recently, and if you haven't actually seen it, I definitely recommend checking that out. Additionally, there will be no governance portal on the ExFi platform at the time of launch. It will begin together on both the platforms a month after the launch of the Flare network. So, the Flare network is going to launch. We obviously know that the timeline is after all of the audits have actually been completed, which is estimated in September, but also after thorough testing of the Songbird network protocols, because the Flare network is going to be using these protocols, the F asset system, the state connector, for example, and they want to make sure that that is functioning perfectly before they launch the main Flare network. So let's quickly go through the conclusion. By launching the experimental finance platform, Flare Finance could be paving a way for future DeFi protocols. It is ensuring that the safety of the users and the robustness of the platform is of utmost importance. Now, I do sort of agree with this, but I think it's more to do with the Flare network providing the canary network, Songbird. I don't feel like it's the Flare Finance's team's sort of glory to accept. It's more the Flare network team have made this network, the Songbird network, to allow these developers to do just this, iron out all of the bugs in a fully functioning network. Could this dual approach be the way for ensuring that users put their money in only battle-tested products? That's a good question. Well, Flare Network and Flare Finance are pioneering this approach, and the results generated by the experimental finance platform as well as its success will certainly impact the DeFi space. And then we've got some social links here. So I think it's a good article. They cover a lot of things here, very relevant, and I think the main thing to get out is that these big media outlets are actually they're recognizing Fleur, and the news is definitely getting out there. And I think it's going to be only beneficial. The more people that join, the more liquidity there will be in the decentralized exchanges, but also the more users we have of the Fleur network, the more spark that will have to be provided as collateral. People are going to want to bring in their assets, what they may hold, and they were going to want to use these applications. And with that demand, there's going to be an increase of Spark tokens or Songbird tokens, which are going to have to be locked up as collateral. And if they're locked up, it effectively means that the supply is reduced. And with a reduced supply, if the demand is the same or increases, you can expect an increase of price too. So very great, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's great to have this publicity, and it's also great to see the FTSO sort of being moved along now. So we're entering the next stage, let's say. So something else that I wanted to bring your attention to today was this tweet from 888 Crypto, and he is basically one of the main guys in 888 The New World. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically an NFT platform which is going to run on the Flare network. And I'm not sure if they're actually going to run on Songbird network yet, but I was actually in their Discord earlier today, and they did have a group chat that they was doing, and I did ask a question which was very interesting. So 888 says, who would like to hear a huge partnership announcement for 888 The New World today? Now, I certainly would, and I was very curious, and it sort of had me thinking, what questions could I ask? I was actually talking with Carson here, who is the Chief Experience Officer, and as I said, she was hosting a chat on Discord, and yeah, I asked her this question. I said, obviously, the NFT space, especially 888, they're very heavily focused on the creative side of NFTs. You know, that's artwork, which is what dominates the space at the minute. There was also like the music rights and stuff, and also they was talking about game assets. But I sort of opened it out to her, and I said, you know, about these other NFT use cases, such as you know, domain names, and obviously we have Proppy, which is sort of selling houses and real estate via NFTs. And I was asking if she was aware of any sort of use cases for 888, and if they're willing to actually accommodate these types of NFTs. And she said she sort of bypassed the question. It was very interesting the way that she did it, and I don't know, it got me thinking. I'm not really sure what to make of it yet, but she did also mention this partnership here about the Global Esports Federation, and yeah, so we can expect that that announcement soon. Yeah, I think we had JK joking about a new partnership with Bob Ross. Well, I'm not sure about that, but we will see, I guess. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for today. I did actually want to just tell you guys, so normally I start the streams, so it will have been 25 minutes ago, and at this time every day, I actually do, this is the time when I release my giveaway tweet. So at this time every day, I release it, and this is the one here, which I've just randomly done via my bot. And yeah, people win 2 XRP, or I also give away, I've sort of integrated Casino Coin now. So I'm also tipping Casino Coin, 500 Casino Coin every day. So if that's something that you'd like to be part of, you know, you'll be helping me out, you'll be helping the channel grow, and you also have a chance to win some assets. And you know, these figures right now, that's just 2 XRP, 500 Casino Coin, but as the channel grows, I'm going to be increasing these tips as well. So it's sort of going to grow in line with the channel. So that's something to look forward to, and I just thought it was worth a mention. So Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, today. I'd like to give Freddie a big thank you for the super chat and everyone for joining the stream today. It's always a pleasure to have you here live, and it's absolutely great. And I'm going to tell you a quick little bit about some videos that I have coming up. So the one that I'm writing the script for now is it's sort of aimed at the people who are just coming into the channel. So I understand that there's been or there's maybe some confusion with the terminology that I use, and I did consider maybe... Oh, Jason, welcome to the family, my friend. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. Really do appreciate the support. And as I was talking about, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, my next video. So the terminology that I use, I was thinking about simplifying the wording that I use, but I sort of went against that because I don't want to remove some of the technical jargon because it's necessary to explain these complicated systems. So instead, I'm actually creating a video to help give people the opportunity to learn all of these various terminology, and whether that's from the very basics, such as a blockchain or decentralized, or what a wallet is, to the very complicated, the acronyms FTSO, STSO, all this good stuff. So instead of reducing the technical language, I'm going to keep it the same, but I'm going to raise everyone up so that they have the opportunity to be at the standard where they can actually understand what I'm talking about. So that's the next video that I have planned, and looking a little bit further into the future, I really want to make a fairly technical video on the state connector system, because that really is a novel part and a very exciting and complicated part of the Flare network. And yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that. So with that being said, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you, Jason, for becoming a member, and Freddie for the generous donation. So I'm going to hit you with the outro. It's been a pleasure. I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.